In the studio, Alexis Rosenberg from Rosenberg Law right here in Sarasota. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
I think I saw you on set earlier this week.
Yes, you did.
Yes, all right. You know, this trial, some are saying, is so crazy. It's like almost like a blockbuster movie, and we're only in week 4. What are your thoughts so far about this?
Well, you are correct. I mean, we have 2 dramatic actors on the stand, basically, which is their own little stage with tons of people watching. So I think it's become abundantly clear the 2 of them should not be together, and they were definitely in a toxic relationship. So it's going to really be a matter of what and who the jury believe.
You mean which actor has the greater act, right?
Correct. So, I mean, I think from his career, Johnny Depp is the better actor, but you know, that's a matter of opinion. But I mean, they're on the stage, they're putting on the performance of their life. I mean, we have hundreds of millions of dollars at stake. And right now, Depp has come across, public opinion is saying that, you know, they're believing him. He's authentic. He has really, you know, been honest about his dependency issues. And it's questionable about Amber.
So that's what I'm saying. So the court of public opinion here, Johnny Depp has been on the stand for a while now. But what are we, in day 2 of Amber Heard? So we really haven't heard from her. You've been listening to it. What are your thoughts on what you've heard from Amber Heard so far?
Well, I mean, my personal opinion is it's a little dramatic, and I mean, we have crying with no tears. So, you know, she is an actress, which we have to keep in mind that is her job. But, you know, we have all the other witnesses and we have the other evidence. So the question's going to be which side does that other stuff support, and who does the jury believe is more credible?
And there's a lot of things, you know this, that when we come to court, we want to be, like my mother would say, we want to be dressed up, and we want to be, you know, we want to make it known that we're there because it's professional, right? So, you know, body language, what you wear, I mean, those are very, very telling choices. What can we learn, I think, by watching Amber Heard's overall demeanor and body language, at least so far?
Well, Paul, that's very interesting, because the body language specialists have been saying that she really is showing signs of contempt, which doesn't coincide with a domestic violence victim. So they're siding with the fact that she's putting on a performance. Right.
So what could we, at the end of the day here, I should say at the end of the trial, in your opinion, what could Amber be looking to gain? And what could Johnny Depp lose in all of this? I mean, that's a very open-ended question, so give us your opinion on that.
So Johnny Depp, it appears, really wants to fix his public image. And Amber Heard, I think, wants money. I mean, she wants $100 million. So, I mean, I think he obviously doesn't need the money as much as she does. He wants to fix that public image. So,
okay, so week 4, how long do we think this could go on?
So next week, they're not hearing anything. The judge has to hear other matters. She actually has other cases than this one. So they are anticipating that closing arguments will start the Friday before Memorial Day.
I wonder how long it will take for the jury to reach a verdict on this. Again, we don't want to speculate here, right?
Correct.
And do we see this type of trial affecting either of their careers? That's been a big talker.
Yes.
How is this going to affect especially Johnny Depp and his career?
Well, I mean, they are saying, there's been testimony from an entertainment lawyer. They're saying it's already hurt his career. So at this point, I don't think any more damage can be done. It can only improve. Okay.
We're going to move along now to another case that we've been following closely, and we know that the guilty verdict came down today. And this dates back to 2012, an arrest warrant made in 2014. Thomas Gross, as we've been reporting all day, is going to be serving life in prison after a jury found him guilty of first-degree murder for killing his own mother. Again, this was back in 2012. I believe he fled to Israel. That's where they caught up with him. They had the arrest warrant made back in 2014. Now in 2022, if my math serves me correctly, and I am getting a little old in the tooth, long in the tooth, that's 10 years. Besides this whole extradition process, is that what really held everything up, or were there other sources, other things that may have contributed to the length of this?
Well, first, I think it's poetic justice that he actually was convicted right before, Mother's Day, considering he killed his mother. The first thing was there was 2 years before he was even indicted, which, that dragged
a long time.
That's a very long time. Then he did flee to Israel with like $43,000 of his mother's money. And then we had to get the Justice Department involved to have to get him back here from Israel. So he really didn't arrive back here until 2019. And then we had COVID, which delayed the actual trial. But it is a very long time, 10 years.
That's what I was going to say. Does that surprise you? I mean, that he had been on, that he fled, he took off for Israel, and that he was there for so long, the extradition process. And you talked about this Justice Department. U.S. courts, can they do anything, or is it the Justice Department really that says, okay, we're going to take hold of this and we're going to get this thing done, bringing him back?
Well, you kind of need them involved because the reason is there's treaties to extradite people. So to get that to happen, I mean, they did arrest him and have him on house arrest for, I think, since from 2017 to 2019. But getting him back, it's not an easy thing.
Right. So we saw a sense of relief when the guilty verdict was announced. Especially, we spoke with his sister at the court today. Do you think that this sets any precedents for any other Florida, for the courts or any other cases as well?
I mean, this is a very unusual case. The length of time, like you mentioned, from the time that he murdered his mother to the indictment, and then we have him fleeing the country and then getting him back. There's unusual circumstances here.
How about the fact that, and I find this interesting, you may as well, it only took an hour for the jury to deliberate. So to an expert such as yourself, what does that say? 1 hour of deliberating.
So attorneys do have a theory. They believe that if it comes back quick, there's more likelihood, it's not foolproof, that they'll get a conviction. Because they think if they're deliberating, they're trying to figure if they're going to acquit. So it is a theory, but that is a belief. I mean, the forensic evidence was pretty strong. And, his explanations at the time were contradicting most of that forensic evidence.
Yeah, can't have that contradiction in place. Right. Alexis Rosenberg from Rosenberg Law, right here on the Suncoast in Sarasota. Again, we thank you for your legalese opinion here today.
Thank you so much.
All right, have a good weekend and happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank you.
All right. We are going to